Before we get stuck in, as always, I want to thank everyone who followed since the last stream, which would be 78R though, Layan, Haley A. McCoy, Lost in Worlds, Crazy Trev1, Malarkey 327, Cedar Theater, Timmy Avac, Odd Jam, Cathedral Boy, great name, Wanderer of the North, A Bookish Emily, Dinamenel, Junkers Jew 87, Encrypted C, Little Timmy's Little Brother, Chipper Niner, Crafting Ace, Phantom Gamer 2134, CO Soundwave, Not Well Known 33, Silent Priced, Horde of Books, Smarty Dragon 02, Give Me a Damn Username, Lenarthlo, Korean, K Nevik, and Supermaxi2161. Thank you guys all very much for the follows, and make sure that you follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/ludohistory, or if you enjoy this while you are watching it, do you consider subscribing? Currently, subscriptions with Twitch Prime are discounted. You get one for free anyway, but then for this month only, regular subscriptions or multi-month subscriptions aren't discounted, so it only costs $3 to subscribe to help make sure that I'm able to keep giving you all sorts of new and fun games. Hello everyone. It should be loading, and in just a moment the game should be popping up. There we go. Potentially. Thank you, black screen. Black screen, please. Right, it seems to have done something potentially weird. There we go. We made it. Yes, King Arthur is not dead yet. He's just working on it a little bit, maybe. So, welcome everyone to Ludo History. My name is Adam, your resident expert. If you are tuning in thanks to the stream, we appreciate that. I appreciate that a whole lot. And I'm noticing we've got a little bit of lag, so let's sit on here until it recovers. It should be fine. I am plugged in. There's nothing else going on, so hopefully the bitrate will recover in just a moment, but it may also just be confused about the fact that there are very few frames for it to show. Anyway, this game is Pendragon. This is made by Inkle Studios, the same team that made Heaven's Vault and 80 Days, if you've heard of that, or seen the Heaven's Vault streams I have done on occasion. And yeah, this is set near the end of the legendary King Arthur's life, so this is going to be a whole lot of fun. This is their first foray into strategy games, and it's a very narrative-heavy strategy game, but one with large procedural elements, so the game is kind of pseudo-random. Anyway, we will get stuck right in here with a brand new game. I deleted my save file, so you guys get to see the tutorial and everything. So, brand new game, here we go. Britain, AD 673. Camelot has fallen. So, we already have something to talk about while this is playing. I asked on Twitter because 673 is the wrong year for this battle by quite a lot. According to the Annales Cambriae, so the Annals of Wales, the Battle of Camlan takes place in 537 AD. So, turns out, the reason why is, this is actually just a straight up mistake from the developers, and they admitted as such. So, whoops. And by the way, if there is any lag, let me know, because it still is showing me red, but it should be okay. There's no reason for it not to be. So, let me know if there's any lag, and we'll try and fix that. Anyway, so yeah, this is just a mistake. They intended it to originally be in 537, but then just kind of goofed it up. But they said they decided to keep it because they're going for a much more generically, like, kind of out of time period than going for any sort of quote-unquote historicity. King Arthur is a completely fictional character, and some people in the Middle Ages even recognized him as completely fictional, so he's always somewhat out of time, but, you know, it makes it appropriate to just... He keeps getting transplanted into the Middle Ages to have whatever style is contemporary or suitably medieval. So, we'll get to see a lot of that. Anyway, we get to decide if we get to play as Queen Guinevere, Welsh Guinevere, or we get to play as Sir Lancelot du Lac. Chat, what do you guys think? We get to play as either of them. We haven't unlocked anyone else, such as Morgana Le Fay, or dunno, but probably Rhiannon, Sir Kai, Sir Gawain, Merlin, I don't know, but maybe Bedivere, or someone I don't know. We've not unlocked any of these people, so we can't actually play as them, so which one do we get to play as? Guinevere or Lancelot? Ooh, I am suspecting that we have got some pretty significant lag. If this continues, I will bring down the stream before we get too far in and bring it back up to try and fix that. But yeah, I'm getting notices of pretty significant lag going on right now, and I'm not entirely sure why. Let me go into the settings, actually, before we get to... I can't yet. I think I do know why. Unfortunately, we'll have to start the game before we can get there. So, we're actually just going to start as Guinevere, and then we'll get straight into the settings and try and fix this. Because I suspect I know what's the problem, because it's always the problem on my computer. So, apologies for the lag. Let's see. More settings. Yep. There it is. Let's confirm that. Okay. Lag should be fixed now. We are... Because, yeah, it selected it to be, for no obvious reason, made the frame rate my screen's frame rate, or the resolution my screen's resolution, and not anything my computer or internet can possibly handle. So, yeah, that's my bad. I should have checked that first. Anyway, so this is the board of Pendragon. Each map is this little tiny isolated island that just looks very kind of generically medieval that we can move around and try and claim space on. Yep, okay, frame rate is good now. Cool. Refresh your streams whenever you hear this in order for it to show up, and luckily I could guess your guys' reaction anyway, so we're playing as Guinevere. It's good. Anyway, to take a look at this whole thing, firstly, I just love the style of this. It's incredibly stylized, and it works. And it's a very inkle style, art style, with everything. And with this kind of board control space, it's a really interesting take on strategy. So, as characters move across the board, they take ownership of the squares they pass through. The Nunnery of the Holy Bell has sheltered Guinevere since her escape from Camelot, but she cannot stay. And thank you, Amenaf, for the follow. And we have another character. Neutral and enemy characters both use blue instead of red. Anyway, a cool thing here, we can control more space at a time by being able to move diagonally instead of moving linearly, but we cannot attack without one of those. So we claim the squares next to us, which is a whole lot of space. Mordred and Arthur, they are to meet one last time, and their battle will decide the fate of the kingdom. A battle? Whatever do you mean? Arthur is to meet Mordred at Camlan, in the far north. The site of Camlan is unknown. There's a whole bunch of towns that are named Camlan, so kind of a limit to what we can know on that. But yes, it is somewhere in the Isle of Britain. Which is kind of an issue. Arthur has no army-ish. He does have a few armies. We'll meet them whenever we get to... whenever we manage to get to... Camlan, we'll see he's got a few deceased knights, who are actual knights from the Welsh tradition of the Round Table. Anyway, as it says here, the exit from a location is always the far corner of the board. If you can reach it, you can leave safely. So our plans are always that we can either kill everything on the board, or we can make it to the far corner. One of the two. But yes, it is very much a little bit of a cardboard cutout, and it works. Art style works great. Anyway, Camlan and the Arthurian tradition. Okay, she left, and so we can move on. So, while we do not know where Camlan is, it clearly is a Welsh name, and there are still several towns in Wales known as that. And here we go. The stable has also gone home to their children in Coswallon's vision. Welsh, apologies, Blues specifically, but also to any Welsh viewers watching, for whatever horrors I inflict upon the Welsh language. It is beautiful, I just do not know it well. I can vaguely muddle through pronouncing it sometimes, which is not a whole lot. Anyway, we're on high ground, so we can move any which way. So we can just move in here and keep going. Meanwhile, in case if you happen to not know what much about the Arthurian tradition beyond maybe like T.H. White, the Once and Future King, or whatever Disney says in The Sword in the Stone. Uh-oh. We get a rock. The Arthurian tradition has its origins in Welsh literature from between the 6th and 9th centuries. The first mention of him we have attested is in the Annales Cambriae, which is the one I mentioned, where it mentions the Battle of Camlan, where Arthur and Medrat, which gets Normanized to Mordred, is... Uh-oh, there's something here. Allow us to change stance. It also manifests in the Welsh tradition in things like the Mabinogi from the 12th to 14th centuries. So... Aw, look at the puppy. We cannot pet the puppy, but we can move fast. The dog gnashes at Jenny's heels as she leaps past. That's a good question. What has gone into the dog? The dog is weird. Okay. So, this Welsh tradition is up to the 11th century, or no, not 11th, 12th century. Pretty much sticks to Welsh and Brittonic literature, though mostly in the tales that will become the Mabinogi, specifically like the wedding of Culhwch and Olwen. is probably one of the main sources we have, and then occasional others kind of scattered through. Where it really picks up is in the early 12th century, where you have a series of kind of Normanno Welsh chroniclers. I think it's Henry of Huntingdon and Geoffrey of Monmouth. Both mention Arthur in some detail, and kind of the roots of it take hold there. While Geoffrey of Monmouth is clearly working off of... Push forwards, thank you. Working off of Welsh sources some of the time, he also seems to just make stuff up, which is kind of becomes the trend of everything. Because... What's down here? Hello? Oh, okay. That is where I came from. What was up here, then? Fortress of Dragon's Fell. Interesting. Okay. This... Geoffrey of Monmouth's Anglo-Norman audience loves... Geoffrey's work, even though it is sometimes doubted. It is not uncritically accepted. People accuse Geoffrey of being a faker from very early on. The paths look quiet enough, or I might be recognized. Okay, let's go into the Grove of the Silver Champion then. Anyway, the next big development that exists, we will conserve our rations for now, is in also the 12th century, working off of Geoffrey of Monmouth, the Anglo-Norman poet Chrétien de Troyes picks up on the Arthurian legend and goes crazy with it. Like, he goes absolutely nuts, and so we get a ton of poems coming off of it. He invents Lancelot, and then we also get Perceval, Yvain, Eric, a whole bunch of texts that will become really famous parts of the medieval romance tradition. So, from there, we actually still have a simultaneous Welsh tradition producing lots of stories in the Welsh triads, but those actually pick up on the Norman tradition, and so you get, like, in the 15th century, you get, oh, that is a bear. Hello, bear. You get poems like Arthur and Calanvulch, which is, definitely neat, but has... Okay, bear. Nay, don't want to go there. Want to go here. Yep, heroes can only charge to the right, and enemy characters can only charge to the left. Cool. Not too hard to trick a bear, we can think. Hopefully. Problem is we've got two bears. And she swears in Welsh. Well, we will move here, I guess? No, why would I want to push forward there? You know? Actually though, I can push forward to here and be safe. Because if the bear moves forward, hopefully... damn. Okay. The bears are just kind of aggressive. They just hunt completely. I could back up one. No, that's a bad idea. I will hold for the moment. And hopefully we will, I don't... Why are you the only one moving? I guess I can back up? If it's the other guy moves... of course you did. You can't... Yeah, you can't do that, because that kills you. I'll change stance again, because whoever, they can only move linearly, so whoever moves forward first, I can, crap. We'll hold for a moment, though we're about to run out of morale, so hopefully one of these guys, actually moves towards me. There it is. Oh no, I still die. Nope, I need to flee. Because I can't move to here without him killing me. And I was in the wrong stance. So, I just gotta flee before things go wrong. Okay, if I rode with an army perhaps I could get through here. But not on my own. Okay. So be it, we pick up the pieces, we move on. Anyway, while we run away from the bears, we're just gonna run away from those. The Welsh tradition that I mentioned, Arthur and Caladvolk, looks basically identical to the Thomas Mallory's Le Morte d'Arthur in its tale of Arthur finding the sword in the stone, and it's also basically identical to the Disney version, just with Welsh names instead of Anglo-Norman ones. One of the big differences from those, though, is that Caladvolk in Latin is called Caliburnus, which in Anglo-Norman is Excalibur. And Thomas Mallory, the Sword in the Stone is actually not Excalibur, but is a different... Okay, Bedwyr is known as Bedivere. He, according to the Anglo-Norman tradition of Camlin, says that he is one of the survivors, or probably the only real survivor of the Battle of Camlin, and he's the one who puts Arthur on the boat to go to Avalon. So, Bedivere, he's cool. He's very much an important part of the entire setup. Wait, I'm not your enemy. Why are they fleeing? I don't see banners of Sir Mordred here. Helpful. Oh, interesting. You can do the same thing I can. I'm just a traveler. Don't mind me. And yes, this is a very kind of typically a very typically medieval thought. Well, that's unfortunate. It is in fact the queen. Queens don't wear boots and walk in the mud. This one does. That's unfortunate. We got super duper recognized. We'll actually hold for a turn. Because these guys, I don't want to be right in between them if they go aggressive. But we are the queen. Yeah, Caladvolk is the name of the sword. The Anglo-Norman tradition changes it, and Mallory changes it so that the Sword in the Stone is not Excalibur, but the Lady of the Lake is the one who gets Excalibur. Oh good, we haven't gone anywhere. How do you know of our journey already? But, you know, you're correct, but these are not my enemies. So, we gotta recruit. It seems like you have something to resolve here. But yes. The alliterative, or the Anglo-Norman tradition kind of culminates in Mallory's Le Morte d'Arthur. Well, that's interesting. That's actually the exact same event as on my Lancelot playthrough, where I recruited someone else but it was almost exactly the same, so I wonder if I just got unlucky with the rolls. But we will attempt to be a good people. But he seems to hate Caswallon's village. So, oh well. I'm okay with that. Take arms for Arthur. Better this than being in Caswallon's village. And he gets ready to fight. Which, oh, that's good. And then linear stance after a diagonal move is actually really powerful. But we also got food. So off we go. Anyway, what I want to do as we're kind of going here is to quickly ish read the beginning of the alliterative Marta Arthura, which is a 15th century Middle English version of the events of this game, essentially. I won't read the whole thing, but kind of to introduce why I'm reading this is that... Oh, we can actually zoom out quite far now. Cool. That's handy, because we can now see that the world map here is actually the island of Great Britain. So you can see Wales is here. Despite all of these names being Welsh, we're actually in, well, just left. Are just passing through Wessex and about to enter, and almost Cornwall actually, and are about to head up through Wessex into Mercia. And at this point, in the 7th century, the kingdoms were extant. In 673, the Heptarchy did exist, so it's calling them Wessex and Mercia and Kent over here would be correct. Anyway, where should we go? Should we head to the convent, or should we head to Pelham's Brook? While I finish introducing this, I'll let you guys decide. So, as the tale gets handed around through the French Brittany tradition, from the Welsh Britons into the English court, into France, it kind of keeps growing. And so, what starts being a king of some part of the British people, or if you accept some people's argument towards a specific individual, from the end of the Roman period, the historical Arthur, I do not. I think he's completely fictional. But regardless, looking at shortly after the end of Rome, or the reintroduction of Christianity to the British Isles from Ireland, or to the island of Great Britain, from Gregory the Great and Ireland, then by the end, it's gotten pretty ridiculous. So, while you guys decide, and I'll keep an eye on chat so I know when we can decide and move on, between the Blessed Convent of Epinogris Redemption, where it's believed Lancelot took refuge, or Pelham's Brook, where there's a destroyed bridge. Anyway, here it begins Morta Arthura, in nomine Patris et Filii Spiritus Sanctus, Amen, per charite, Amen. Now great and glorious God, through grace of himself and the precious prayer of his priest mother, shield us from shames dead and sinful workers, and give us grace to guide and govern us here in this wretched world. In this wretched world through virtuous living, that we may carry till his court the kingdom of heaven, when a soul shall part and sunder from the body, ever to build and to be in bliss with himself, and we submit to work about some word at this time, that not have void been a vain, but worship till himself, and pleasant and profitable to the people that them hearers. Ye that lust has to leave, or love is for to hear, of elders of old time, and of their awka deeds, how they were lella in their law and loved God Almighty, hearken as me handily and hold as you still, and I shall tell you a tale, the true is a noble, of the real rankers of the round table. The chief were of chivalry and chieftains noble, both wary in their workers and wise men of arms, doughty in their doings, and dread as shame. Keen men of courteous, and coth of court thoughts, how the one with war worship as many. Slow Lucius, the leader, the lord was of Rome. and conquered the kingrick through crafts of armies. Her can now hear a word, and here is the story. When that the King Arthur by conquest had won in castles and kingdoms and countries many, and he had covered the crown of a Keith Richa of all that uter I earth ought in his team. Our Gaeland Orkney and all these outer illes, Ireland utterly as Oceanons. Scathel Scotland by skill he skifted him as leagues, and Wales of war he won at his will. Both Flanders and France, Freital himself, and Holland and Hainault, they held of him both. Bourgogne and Brabant and Breton the Less, or Brittany, Guyenne and Gothland and Grasse of the Reach, Bayonne and Bordeaux. He builded full fair, Touraine and Toulouse with towers full here. Of Poitiers province he was Prince Holden, of Valencia and Vienna, of value so noble. This is super empty. Of Valencia and Vienna, of value so noble, of Auvergne and Anjou, those earldoms reach, by conquestful cruel they knew him for lord, of Navarra and Norway and Normandy eke, of Almen, of Estrisha, and other Renault. Denmark he dressed all by dread of himself, and fro Sweden unto Sweatherwika with his sword cane. That seems to be some kind of rat. Or something. Not super sure. It's a thing. I don't think we need to do anything on that front. I'm not going to worry. But it should sound a bit like Swiss German, actually, Leander. That's a bear. Hello, bear. We shall stab the bear. We stab a bear. In this game, everybody dies in one hit. Period. It doesn't matter if it's Lancelot, Gawain, whoever you want. Actually, I wanted to spend the night there. That was dumb of me. Oh well, Lancelot's not here, so we're going to go somewhere else to try and find him. And for the first time since leaving the nunnery of the Holy Bell, Guinevere feels hope. But yes, that is 15th century Middle English. It should sound kind of like German, because it's before the Great Vowel Shift in the 16th into the 17th century, which changes the quality of a whole bunch of vowels by kind of raising them in English, so E becomes I, and A becomes A. A whole bunch of those happen shortly after that poem gets written, but for right now, it still is very much good Middle English. So, we've got a few options here. We can go to the Coed Carbonek. We could head to Pelhamsbrook. We could head up to the Fort of Maris. Or we could head through Coswallen's Crag. I think I want to go to the Fort of Maris to try and work my way over to Dragon's Fell. And see if we can't find where... Hint. It's probably here where Camlin is going to happen. Let's head up to the Fort of Maris and keep going. But yes, that is... Well, some of the places listed in that, translated out of modern English, I mean... The Hebrides and the Orkney Islands make sense. Ireland, Scotland, Wales, despite being Welsh. According to the alliterative Martyr III, he's an English king, not a Welsh one. Nationalism at its best. Okay, have a good night, Leander. Nationalism at its best there, but then France, Holland, Burgundy, Brittany, a bunch of French duchies, Gotland, so Sweden, probably Västergotland there, and Greece, Bordeaux, Toulouse, Poitiers, Provence, I think Valencia in Spain. Oh, no. Guinevere can lead the battle. I don't know where Auvergne is, Anjou was another French duchy. Navarre, Norway, Normandy, Germany, Austria, Denmark, Sweden, Switzerland. So, and Rome, because he kills Lucius before learning of Mordred's treachery. So... Oh, that's a snake. Hello, snake. We shall step up onto the high ground. And we have two snakes here. There's a path. There are foul things in the wilds. We can keep push forward, or we can get attacked diagonally. I think we want to attack diagonally because that's incredibly strong. Anything that lets me attack from a diagonal position is hugely valuable. Though I can do this. Perfect. So I can use this bar across the bottom here called Renown. Or sorry, Resolve, which is this very cultic looking spiral, in order to do special abilities such as charge one step farther away, or in this case, attack diagonally. I wanted to attack... Thank you. And I can stab him, and I claim this spot. And we killed an adder. I am kind of worried. Oh good, he did something dumb. Thank goodness. I was worried that he was going to try and claim my flag and then my Aidan here would just die. Which would kind of be bad. Would kind of really be bad, because people who aren't deployed, if my central flag here on this teeny tiny board gets seized, I just die. And so in my Lancelot playthrough, I actually got Morgana Le Fay, didn't deploy her, and then she died. Just like that, a spider happened to bite Morgan Le Fay, and she died. Speaking of Morgana, we might recruit her on this playthrough. Anyway, so one thing I really like about this game is kind of with the how much the time weighs on this, and the question of how long do we have until Camlin. I am curious. I am very, very curious. If I take too long, if by the time I get to Camlin, Arthur is just dead, I would be really amused by that. I don't know that it's wise, but we may try for that anyway. And anyway, if you guys are enjoying this, I see that there's 9 of you watching, and I appreciate that. Hanging out in chat will be more fun for all of us, so no lurking, please. But also, if you're enjoying this, do make sure you follow me on Twitter. And if you want to support the channel more than the follows, which I do greatly, greatly appreciate, do consider subscribing. You get a free subscription with Twitch Prime, and right now we're at 12 subscribers. If we can get up to only 3 more, so 15, we can unlock a new emote slot for all sorts of fun things, and making Medieval Marginalia the hottest Twitch emotes of 2020. They should always be, because they are great. Oh boy, Mordred's men must be gathering close by to here. Hi, Reed. Morgan Le Fay is definitely not good. She's a playable character because she hates Mordred, but I would not describe her as... good. Her actual description in game is an evil witch, which is not a great look, but someone just killed the wolf. How did you just kill the wolf? Why did you just kill the wolf? This has got to be an ambush. Something spooky here. I'll go here, I guess. We're very close to Armagnac Castle, where Morgana resides. Oof. Rip. Well, subs are only $3 for this month, so if you've got that, Huh. Why did the door just open there? That's weird. Also, currently we've got a lot of resolve, which I appreciate. That's a small problem. We're actually going to change stance here. Because the problem is that moving into this space is bad. Hello? Well met, Guinevere. We're gonna hold for a moment. I don't know if you're good or not. Not everyone is a friend, so... Yeah. After a time, your morale will begin to ebb when you play defensively. If your morale hits 0, your heroes will flee. You can move this way here and be okay. That's a good question. It does kind of... It does really kind of matter. Yep. That's what I suspected. This is cool. So, you can move through as many of your own squares as you want. But you can only go into one square adjacent to the area you control. I need to be able to move diagonally to do that, which is perfect because I can change to this, and it puts me in a really good position. Because I now threaten the wolf from 2 people. Unless the wolf moves, which would be bad. Oh good, you swatched to diagonal there. And you seem to think, so this knight works for Mordred, but she can't attack diagonally, and I can. So, she's in trouble. I'm just gonna kill her. Oh, okay, she's gonna run away. Bye. In the north, in the waste beyond Dinnis, Avonith? Arthur will die at Camlin. I don't know, is that Avonith or Avonith? I don't know how that works in Welsh phonology. But there was a fight. This fight is very much about area control and positioning. And none at all about any of the... Oh, cool. 2 more meals. I have 5 rations right now, which is hugely valuable. Anyway, since it is so much about... Cool. Village on the road to Camlin, and Camlin is up here, where I expected it to be. And we got another place here. We get a lot of places now. Wow. Look how many options we've got. So, we've got a few places. Can we not go here? I was hoping we could go there. Boo. Can I go back? I cannot go back. I cannot go back there either. I was hoping to go to any of these. Or, where is Morgana's keep? It's up here, right? Yeah. Which, for some reason, being nearby to it says, you know, it's only... We're in southern Mercia. It's in Northumbria. We're nearby. I don't understand. Anyway. we will go to the Forest of Gorseth. It's super like chess, and I do super duper love it. I am bad at it because the area control, when the enemies start having abilities, area control can get really difficult. Like, Mordred... Yeah, you guys are fine. Oh gosh, that uses a lot. Let's do that. So, like, Mordred has an ability that lets him spin, basically, so he can move diagonally, and then spin into linear mode and attack in the same turn. Which means it is possible to just screw yourself over incredibly quickly, if you don't force him to move into your range. Oh boy, that there is a Knight of Mordred. The Gorseth Forest. Guinevere, you have blundered into the Forest of Gorseth. You will not stumble out. Yep, beware the Knights of Sir Mordred can kill party members not yet on the board by capturing your flag. We'll claim that space. What way lie your loyalties, Knight? Come on, he just said he was going to kill you. Oh boy. To the king. The king is Sir Mordred. Oh cool, he's backing up. Okay. Drive me away and we will return tenfold to destroy you. Okay. Sure, dude. You do you. Do you know anything of the lands around here, Aiden? Ah, crap. Spiders! These vicious creatures move fast and attack diagonally. Luckily, so do we. So there's a fight, and it's you. Blast. Okay. You're fine. Second spider descends right next to Guinevere. Okay. That's fine. We actually don't need to worry about that too much. Because he can only move diagonally, which means he can only attack diagonally, which means I am not at risk here. Uh-huh. I know you did. I know. We just met you. No, Guinevere seems remarkably trusting to the point of kind of, there it is. Kind of massive stupidity. What do you do? Oh yeah, and linearly after diagonal move. That's actually hugely valuable. But he can kill that, which is good. Die, spider. I wonder if these guys are just gonna hold. Sure are. Let's see. I can actually move you linear, change your stance, and then... Ah, that's a trap. Okay. I got baited. So I mean, we have a couple of options here. Yeah. So we can definitely just step forward and capture it, though then Guinevere gets captured. So Guinevere can get captured, and that's fine. But then if Aiden gets captured or dies, the game's over. The game just ends then and there. So I need to be kinda careful. I can use Guinevere as bait for this person, and I think that's okay. Let's see. This will injure Guinevere. It will not kill her. Perfect. That's what I needed to know. Okay. I can play as bait. And, if she captures Guinevere like that, Guinevere gets attacked and gets knocked off the board. Sir Mordred is king now. We follow the king. But we can knock this person off, and we are not in danger from this knight. Interesting maneuver. Why did you do that? I don't know why he did that. It's all down to me now. Yes, I know it is. Okay, if I assume he's going to be smart and move there, yeah, that's where I figured he'd move. No, it's not. I just win. So, this guy's dumb. If he had moved sideways instead of forward, I would have just crushed him, because I could do that. But, Guinevere's fine. Since I cleared the board, Guinevere stands up, and will be okay. With that, the Knight of Sir Mordred gives a yell and strides away. Guinevere murmurs from where she lies, then she pokes herself to her feet. I've kept the flame alive! Okay, ooh. Both of those are good, but I think I want to keep ready to fight. And I then saved Guinevere. Good stories there. You did your duty well. It was an accident, I assure you. And a little bit of characterization. I think this does sometimes affect what the story is and what our abilities are as a result. I don't know for sure what the criteria for that are. Not every piece of dialogue seems to matter, but some definitely do. Mordred can still be defeated, because everyone dies in one step. Okay, it's still, we're going to keep attack diagonally, because, are you kidding me? And I believe we can go straight, yeah, we can go straight to Camlin at any point now that we know it exists, or where it exists. So we cannot go there. We can still go to this one, but I want to go to Armagnac Castle. Morgana, the cruel magician, rests here. So, in the Arthurian or the Norman Arthurian tradition, Morgana is not good people. She features in quite a few stories. She is Mordred's aunt and Arthur's half-sister. But she is known for doing some pretty terrible things, such as destroying the scabbard to Excalibur by tricking Arthur and giving the sword to someone else. Yeah, we definitely treat all dialogue like a mayor's read. But overall, it's a fairly strange occurrence in general. Morgana! Hello, Morgana! Well now, my dear pretty Queen Jenny. You look like you've been dragged through a bramble bush. Yeah. Do you mean me, Morgana, or not? Fair play. Morgana does not care about anyone. But the road from here is dangerous. Don't wait until dark before you leave. If we just keep wandering around, we should be fine. And thank you, Lieutenant Roxo, for the follow. I appreciate it a lot. And yes, she does not like Mordred, which is okay. Will you ride with me? I'll come see my nephew killed, certainly. It's not... Certainly within the context of this game, it does not seem to have been, said why, she dislikes Mordred so much. But since it mentions, respect for the old ways, it seems to be some form of persecution going on. But we picked up Morgana Le Fay. Morgana Le Fay, as you can see, she has 5 hearts, and that means she's a playable character. New hero discovered. Queen Morgana Le Fay, Arthur's half-sister, a cruel witch. She's able to cast all sorts of magic spells, though, let's be honest, half the people in the Arthurian corpus are able to cast spells or have some kind of supernatural ability of random nonsense. There's a lot of random nonsense in, particularly the Welsh Arthurian tradition, but really all around. So, this is not a huge surprise. Anyway, let's keep going. I want to see if we can find a few more places before we end up at Camlin, because we're only an hour into the stream, and it would be a shame for it to be... I want to drag this out as long as possible, because it's looking like it'll be 2 runs of this game anyway, just to kind of see some of the stories there are. But I don't want to hurry on and finish too soon, because I want to enjoy this game, because it is great. Oh, cool. We actually have these kind of almost thatch huts, which is excellent. The Winding Road into Venus, Avenith is not marked with tattered flags. Some show old protections, the Wheatsheaf Ravens, but most display the black cross on the white square of Sir Mordred. So there's a couple of villagers here, and there's a whole bunch of renown. Let us send Guinevere in. And we have a lot of villagers. Travelers, eunuch. Well-dressed travelers, too. Rich pickings and strong swords. What a treat. Well, that doesn't sound good. Greetings? Oh, they know who I am. Just then there's a great shout. Someone is riding into view. Lancelot! Hello! So this, charge across or run through. I think we'll go for charge across. We will get to play as Arthur when we get to Camlin. He is already there, already trying to survive the battle. So, we just got, Lancelot in. But these guys seem to know who we are, and do not seem to be our friends. So, you have no business here, Majesty. What does that mean? Oh, it means there are enemies. Okay. Be that way. The Queen does not travel alone. Oh boy. Lancelot is, doing his best. And that is all we will say on the matter. You should be fine. The night should fear the dawn. Okay, captured knights are removed from the board and lose 1 heart. Knights are only killed if they have no hearts left or if the party flees after they are fallen. Yeah, we are in fact just beating up on some villagers as, you know, actually and literally Sir Lancelot. And this is fine. Really? Why do you want to sacrifice yourself? Aidan, what is this? What is your plan here? Actually, you know, that's not a terrible plan. So if he moves there, the villager takes him, Guinevere takes the villager, can then attack diagonally. Regardless of what any of these guys do, she'll be able to, no, she won't be in the right stance to attack diagonally. So, leaves a tiny bit of risk there, but I actually like that idea. He's got a good tactical mind. Even though this does hurt him, we can just kind of burn resources to be okay. Aidan is killed by... Wait, also Aidan, because he looks exactly the same. Should not have done that. My friends will be avenged, I swear it. Oofed. So, kill multiple enemies in a line or attack diagonally is way stronger. So, there we go. And she just charges across this whole area. You killed us first. You killed us. Hang on a minute. You can't just... Okay, I can charge to there. That's not helpful. Or I can just move one forward. Pick up another resolve. Sir Mordred is a monster. I could have just finished the fight. Why did I not just finish the fight? All we saw was a fine castle with fine high walls. And taxes. Sir Mordred, walks among us, talks to us more than you would ever do. Leander, who do you mean? Do you mean the guy with the beard? Or this guy? Or this guy? The gates of Camelot were always open. People came to us every day, rich, poor, young, old. Those in need, and those with plenty. Yeah, well, I'm not in the business of fighting you, so I'm just gonna finish the board, please. Then you have missed your chance to see greatness. Well, Aidan survives, and they are done, and we have a pretty hefty crowd of people. Let's be honest, 4 people is a lot. Aidan. So, as earlier, we had Guinevere take a hit and then Aidan survive. Now, we get Aidan takes a hit and Guinevere saves him. When I find Mordred, you and I... We will show him no mercy. We will show him no mercy. We can keep ready to fight, or we can get skewer. I think... I've not used ready to fight at all, so I think I'll actually grab skewer on this one. And we got 2 more meals. That's huge. We should rest here for the night, because every time we rest, in addition to getting morale, we also get the chance to tell a story. So, under the circling stars, Sir Lancelot throws a dry log onto the fire and holds out his hands for warmth. Shall I tell you a tale? Oh cool, so it's these 2 are hearing a story. Stories are for children, but go ahead. Stories are not for children, stories are great. What then would you prefer? A story of a valuable lesson, or a tale of a name? Chat! What should we hear about? These are telling, either retelling extant Arthurian traditions, or a few of them are actually original compositions, I believe. Based on Arthurian lore. So, earlier, in my Lancelot run, I mentioned it on Twitter, but I got to hear a rendition of the wedding of Sir Gawain and the Dame Ragnell, which exists from the 15th century. Part of the Arthurian lore, fits into a tradition of what's called the Loathly Lady, as opposed to the Lovely Lady. So the woman who is in some way undesirable, usually because of age or ugliness, but is secretly very much a beautiful damsel who brings honor to her husband by being an object of desire. It's a weird, combination of half being agency and half very much not being. Anyway, so we can learn a lesson here, or we can learn about a name. What should we do? Reed says name. I see one vote for name. Name. Also, I adore... Oh look, Campfire Tale Unlocked, about names by Rodrigo M. Agosta. Once, I was crossing the mountains through a forgotten pass. At sunset, I reached a cromlech, a stone arch, 10 feet high and 5 feet wide. Such places are usually haunted by fairies. This was no exception. Around it lay a dozen shattered skeletons. I was looking for another path when the last light of day fell on one skeleton in rusty armor, standing under the cromlech. Barrow Whites! J.R.R. Tolkien would be happy. On two fleshless legs. The skeleton in the armor seemed oblivious to me. I took a faltering step towards the cromlech. Then the walls of the pass shook and a stone figure with a stone axe emerged. The skeleton exclaimed, "Let me pass!" But the stone figure with its stone axe and its stone voice replied, "Where none can pass, who are you to want to pass?" A guardian? Of whatever doorway it had once been, yes. The skeleton replied in its voice of dusty bone, "I am Lord Erwin, son of Utwin, and I swear that I shall pass." And the stone guardian cut its head off. Like that. Just like that. But immediately the skeleton lifted its head from the ground, put it back in place, and claimed its right of way again. And again he lost his head. And again, and again, and again. The fight never even began. The skeleton never got so far as raising its rusty sword. Is this tenacious or foolish? It's definitely one of those. But then again, if he's a skeleton, he has no brain, so we can't really fault it for being very dumb. So, tenacious. It has no brain with which to be a fool. I approached the skeleton. I waited for it to reassemble. And before he tried to pass again, I said to him, "Why don't you tell him that you are no one? Maybe then he'll let you through." Lancelot is a smarty. But the skeleton in rusty armor replied to me thus, "I will not say I am no one, because I am Lord Erwin, son of Ulwin, and I swear that I will pass." And so the stone guardian cut his head off again. And there is the story of the name. And stories also heal everybody. And, well, we have nowhere else to go. So, having heard that story of some kind of fey entity, I think it's time. We go to Camlin. I don't understand. What's so bad about Mordred? Oh boy. What's so bad about Medrot? Morgana, do you want to answer that? Okay, Guinevere, he's a rot. A rot that cannot be treated or healed or born. It must be cut out. But surely once this is over, Mordred will defeat Arthur. Arthur is old, and then things will go back to normal. Aidan, what are you talking about? No. Things are never normal. A king is a leader, and leaders lead whether they want to or not. Well, this game is not political at all, right? Mordred opens the door for what will come after him. You really hate him, don't you? Yes. So, according to... Let me look through this alliterative Mort Arthur real quick and see why it is, that... well, while we listen to this, definitely not relationships to the President of the United States, I want to look through and see why it is that, according to the alliterative Mort Arthur, that Mordred is actually said to do the thing. That is... Okay. Arthur makes Mordred his lieutenant. Uh-huh. Speaking of which, use... And yes, Spider Lad, by the way, this is available for PC. I think it's only for PC right now, actually. And it's $15, I believe. Okay, the Knight of Sir Mordred has no special abilities. You are dead. You are also dead. Perfect. Being dead, they have mushed their face in. And an interesting thing about like the style of this game, you can see a whole lot here. Oh boy, we are way zoomed in, and I cannot de-zoom in. Hello, my. Thank you. My mouse got stuck and would not let go of it. Anyway, some of these people along the outside here at Camlin do kind of look early medieval in that they've got a fairly simple cap with a nose guard and a male coif, so I would date them sometime into the, like, 10th or 11th century. These guys with their helms look almost early modern. This style of helm doesn't exist, but some kind of very heavily covered helm, if this was a visor, would be like 15th, 16th century. Same with using morning stars in these cards, not so much a thing, but that's okay. The style of this is very much all over the place, generically medieval, and that's okay. They don't need to be otherwise. Arthur, can I see what... he doesn't seem to have any abilities. Okay. We will change the stats to claim this ground, because I do need this. He also has a very, like, random thing. Okay, so we've got two options here. Jab, strike diagonally without moving, or ready to fight, which is move diagonally and then switch to linear. I think we'll have jab, because that lets us do a lot. But I want to claim as much ground as I can, so that when people arrive, they will be in a position to do anything. Arthur. Sir Alan, someone known from the Welsh Corpus. You always were too careless for battle. And here we have another message from Sir Mordred. Defeat is yours. Or not. We're about to get a lot of abilities. Anyway, here they say Sun's Army. In the so this is following Mallory's more than it is the alliterative Mort Arthur, where ultimately what happens is Guinevere's adultery with Lancelot comes to light, and Arthur is forced to uh, nearly execute her. Lancelot rescues her and goes to exile in Normandy, at his own lands. From this, this gives Mordred the opening to betray Gawain and kill him. Okay, so we can have Jab or we can have Toomey. I think I want Jab. Despite Toomey being good, I want the ability to cover ground. I know you want to switch. I want to bring Lancelot onto the field, though. I think. Yeah. Let's do it. Really? You're back again? I thought I killed you. This is like old times. And we got another knight. Change stance here. I don't like this much. I can charge all the way across there, but that leaves me incredibly vulnerable. It's not bad, per se. Actually, I like that. So this is, this is actually not a bad play, because it doesn't claim the water square. No one can claim that. But what it does let me do is it covers this entire, basically covers this entire aisle, because anywhere they can move, no. It doesn't free up from moving diagonally. But if anyone tries to move, if this guy who can move diagonally now tries to move forward, Guinevere can kill him with no consequence. So that's actually good. And it only cost me one thing to get all the way across that. Okay, you move to there. That's no good. Unless if I get Arthur in a position where he can actually do something. I need Arthur to be in a position where he can actually do something. Because this way, if someone steps forward, I need to hold for a moment. I've got plenty of time. And I'm just purely focused on the tactics here. I want to see what these guys are doing, because if they're just going to cycle, I'm kind of in trouble. Ish. Actually, yeah, because you can't... Yeah, you want to sacrifice yourself. That's dumb. I'm not in any interest in doing that. I want to wait one turn and then try for it. Because if he moves forward, I can kill him, trade, and I'm in a better position. I've got plenty of turns. I've got plenty of morale, so I don't need to worry about that. You can... If you turn... No. You can't move in, Yeah, actually, that works. He can move forward, and that he gets a kill next turn, period. They held. Okay. Lancelot can strike down that person. Knowing that it's Lancelot, that's not a problem. Because, yeah, she's been chasing us the entire time. And... Hey, he routed. Sir Kieran, are you just... He just scarpered. Like that. I never wanted any of this, I just want to go in peace. This game is super obviously political here, let's be honest. This is also a very traditional thing to do in Arthurian everything. Oh, a new guy showed up. Well, how bold of you. Hey. He did the thing. Perfect. Guinevere will fall, but it doesn't matter. Oh wait, what? That may kill Guinevere. Why would that kill Guinevere? Dang nabbit, you're gonna have to just back up. I needed to not kill... Yeah, I know I can. Does this actually kill him? That may... Okay, it's just in the battle. It looks like in this battle, there is no coming back. It is just, you do it or you die. That's okay. I want to check with Arthur, actually. Strike okay, so that move requires me to be in diagonal position. So that actually makes it... Okay. Well, that's no good. Do I sacrifice... Okay, it looks like I have to pick one. Do I sacrifice Guinevere or Lancelot? They cannot both make it out. I'm almost out of morale, so I need to play. I think I have to do that. But the problem is that... No. I can't trust that. Oh, but Arthur will die if I do that, if I do otherwise. I have to do it this way. I'm almost out of morale, so I just need to play. I see someone waiting up there. Mordred. And, yep. He just dies. Poof. Kaput. I think Guinevere also needs to sacrifice herself. Oh no. Oh, cool. Since she did that, she just wins. Okay. Jerk. The Knight of Sir Mordred yelps and runs. Jerk, I don't get to avenge Lancelot. Blood has pooled around Sir Lancelot's chest, but there is no time to weep for him. Mordred remains. I must go. I mean, Guinevere's better, but I want Arthur to do it. Just for the sake of quote-unquote historical accuracy, I want to do it. Because Arthur, according to the Annales Cambriae, Arthur and Medrot, or Mordred, kill each other at Camlin. But, almost immediately, actually, really, almost immediately, yes, every move is made without confirmation or warning. It just happens. Okay, Mordred doesn't have anything. Powerful Buffont, skillful, calm, and hunter. I don't really know how to beat him, short of shoving him in a corner. But first things first, let's do that to stop some of his movement. I've come to see you throw down your sword. Accept your wrongdoing. He doesn't think he did any wrongdoing, so he's not happy about that. My wrongdoing, I'm the rightful heir. And the previous king lost all control, wouldn't you say? According to the alliterative Marta Arthura, okay, you still don't have any ability that lets you... Cool, I can stuff him in a corner. Actually. Because he doesn't have any skills? Unless if I'm sorely mistaken here, he has no skills which will let him just instantly kill me. If he gets one this turn, I'm gonna be mad. But that might happen, so we'll just roll with it. Anyway, in the alliterative Marta Arthur, Mordred is truly a usurper. Because unlike in Mallory's Le Morte d'Arthur, uh, oh right, this is a very long one. I forgot about that. What? Anyway, Mordred's usurpation occurs after Arthur gave Mordred the honor of being his chief advisor. And when Mordred does that after Interesting. I may have just beaten him. Anyway, when Arthur is at the height of his glory, having beaten up Lucius, the Roman emperor, on the battlefield, Mordred betrays him by going back to England, and some of the nobles that did not like him because Arthur did not honor them, he gets them to accept him as king with false reports, and truly betrays Arthur's trust. I always hated you. I knew you were a monster. This is actually a trend you almost get hints of in the Welsh tradition of questioning Arthur's morality. There's one poem where Arthur has a dialogue with an eagle who is I believe it's his nephew. Let me check that here. Luckily it keeps the music going. We'll see if it... I don't know if I may have closed it, unfortunately. That was dumb of me. Where is it? Loading. It's in the later Welsh text. Not Mirren, not that. Arthur and the Eagle. There it is. There it is. The Eagle is the deceased spirit of Ellawood, who is... where is it? Yeah, his Arthur's nephew. Found it. So this is... and from there he gets a whole bunch of questions of just how to be a good Christian and how to be a good Christian king. And in so doing, it kind of hints that Arthur doesn't necessarily know how to be a good Christian and what that actually means. So there's kind of some hint here within which that will foreshadow some of the bad problems of the later Arthurian tradition, in which Arthur conceals his lust that leads to Mordred's birth, and is generally a way worse person. Weirdly, as it trends more into the French chivalric lay, Arthur becomes a consistently worse person, and it's something. Anyway, well, Lancelot died, Morgana Le Fay and Guinevere did, so that's something. We also seem to have a little bit of skipped frames, so apologies for this. Oh, ha! There it is! Look at that! Mordred's sword is buried just beneath his lowest rib. We were the last of the Pendragons, you and I. The black dragon and the red. The red dragon here of Arthur is still the Welsh flag. It is there's a dream of the white dragon and the red dragon being Lucius and Arthur. So, yes. And so, in 537, not 673, Mordred has fallen. History will not forget his cowardice, nor the ideals of Camelot. According to Mallory, Mordred is Gawain's brother. And he actually, like, betrays Gawain and his brothers and kills most of them, too. It's quite a bit different between the alliterative Morte Arthura, the Welsh tradition, Chrétien de Troyes tradition, and Thomas Mallory's tradition for the Le Morte d'Arthur. And that's reasonable. One of the big consistencies over the Arthurian corpus is just how little consistency there is. Arthur is perpetually kind of represented into each context, whether that's being a Briton anti-Saxon context, or a Briton anti-Norman context, or a Norman reclamation of Britannic old times, or any combination thereof since then, whether that's also like W.H. Auden bringing it into World War I, T.H. White bringing it into the modern period, and the corpus just continues expanding and keeps being thought about. And it is super duper good. And that was Pendragon. We finished one run of it today. We'll probably start another one just to see a couple more things, try and get one more story. But then we'll do a few runs of it on Saturday before leaving this game off, because it unlocks higher difficulties with each time, and also, as should be evident, there's a lot of game we did not see. If we can get into Wales, we may run into other people, like Rhiannon from the Mabinogi, or a whole bunch of others. There's a lot of characters we have yet to meet, and so we're going to keep going with this game, definitely. And, you know, if you liked what you saw here, do give them some love. It is great. And to repeat it one more time, if you've enjoyed this so far, we've kept pretty stably at 10 viewers, which is awesome. Do consider supporting the show with follows, following me on Twitter, subscribing to the YouTube channel, following here, and subscriptions with Twitch Prime. Subscriptions are, you get one free non-renewing subscription each month, and you can also get a whole bunch. For this month, you get discounts on other subs. It gives money to Jeff Bezos, but so be it. Anyway, as you can see here, we've got a lot of stories left. Some of them are comical, some of them are serious. This should be one of the David E. Sky one should be one of the Grail stories. And yeah, whole bunch of stories here, so, you know, we've got a lot here to look at. We seem to also be lagging though, so that's no good. Why are we lagging so much? Alright, see ya, Blues. Well, since we are lagging, I may need to switch out my ice packs. So, we will sit on the title screen for a moment. Here, while I try and get my computer a little cooler so that it recovers and stops stealing all of my frames, because there's no reason for that. May it be more polite in just a moment. We will be right back. Oh, and here, the Latin, by the way, says the once and future king, quondam rex et futurus rex. So, you know, the title of T.H. White's collect version of the story. So, I'll be back in just a moment with Ice Pack time, and hopefully, hopefully the stream recovers in that time and is less stupidly warm. Okay, we are back. Apologies for the lag. Hopefully this gets better quick. Okay. We completed a run, and that means we unlocked a new difficulty. Well, a couple new difficulties, actually. Anecdotal, theatrical, melodramatic. Da da da. Please be back soon. Please be back soon. Hello. Bitrate. Oof, that is bad. And it throws us right into start a new run. We will start a new run immediately. Yeah. Let's start as Morgana Le Fay here, just to see what happens. The leg hopefully recovers now that we're back in game. I kind of wonder if it's on a higher frame rate. Or if the credits are at a higher resolution than the rest of the game, and it made it freak out. Yep. It looks like that's precisely what it did, so that's cool. Anyway, we are playing as Morgana Le Fay. To toy with Arthur is one thing, she does that quite well, but to toy with Britain is quite another. Part of the other reason why I want to do this is she has a spell. I walk the weird ways. Turn a nearby creature friendly. I'll crush him in my fist like the mouse he is. Let's see. Wolves should only be able to attack linearly. Yeah. I want to cast this spell for a very specific reason. The Forest of Divid is in a narrow pass. There is no escape. You must survive or your journey will end here. I'll use both my renown here before we finish up. And cast the spell. Friðarvinur. That word is quite literally translates to friend of peace. It's Norse. It's in Old Norse. Actually, it's in Modern Icelandic because it has the inserted U. So, for some reason, Morgana Le Fay casts spells in Icelandic, while everyone else speaks Welsh or English. It's a really, really interesting idea. A little bit calls ahead of time from the 6th/7th century to the 8th, 9th, 10th centuries and the Viking raids and to pre-Christian Norse religions as a kind of, I guess, vaguely present. Okay, Dina, Spain. Cool, if I can get to Dina, Spain, that would be another useful place, but we are starting way out in East Anglia. Cool. Actually, farther, yeah. Yeah, I guess it is East Anglia, because this should be the Humber up here. This should be the Thames here. So, maybe? It's not super clear. Anyway, we're way out on the coast. For some reason, that is a Welsh name, despite being about as far away from Wales as you can get, east-west, but that's also still fine. Totally fine. Let's head up to the long barrows, because those are fun. So, leg aside, Icelandic. It is super interesting. It does kind of make a value claim about, what the language of magic is, drawing reference to Seidr and Old Norse religion. Oh, and by the way, you may want to refresh due to all the lag. Okay, hopefully that doesn't screw up the VOD too much. If it does, I'm sorry. I really don't know what to do about that besides don't watch the credits next time, because apparently the credits are at a different resolution than the game now. So, it's not ideal. There's magic in these fields. I feel it. The rain shows no signs of stopping. Okay, we can cut the bushes. No problem. Just have to slowly slice through these brambles to get to the end. Well, actually, I don't need to slice through anymore. I can just move and move. I think I do want to slice through them because I heard there was something magical. It's just a matter of finding it. And hopefully, that one scratched me. Dang. Hopefully it cooperates? No. Dang it. This place seems wild to me, untamed. Were the fields around Camelot like this? I remember them as golden and unspoiled. Peculiar. I want to try and just... Oh well. Here we go before we lose too much. Too much anything. I guess I will have to just keep going. That's a shame. I hoped there was something fancy here, because seeing more magic stuff would be cool. Oh well. Anyway. So, I definitely want to see more magic to see if it's consistent about that. Ooh, that was a sperm whale, by the way. Huh, I am going the wrong direction. That's not helpful. I wanted to go here. Can I go back down? No, I cannot. Dang it! Oh well, off to the library. An abandoned holy place. This monastery might be somewhere I could rest for the night. Ride as fast as you can. Grr. I was hoping to recruit new heroes. We will have to do that next time. At a different place. We'll see if we can slowly recruit all these characters and talk about them as they show up. But that's okay. We are in a library. In this time period, there is definitely a really prominent, manuscript production. As surprising as it may seem, in both the 6th and 7th centuries in the British Isles, there is a hugely active manuscript production trend. A lot of it comes out of Ireland. This is kind of the Irish golden age for manuscript production, and that continues for a while. But but the idea of having a library within a monastery here would be totally possible. Contemporary-ish to Arthur is the scribe. Oh, that is a rat. Hello, rat. We shall walk 1 square. There does seem to be a curse on these old stones. Oh, right, these guys move diagonally. Frustrating. Oh well. Rats move and attack diagonally. So yes, contemporary to Arthur, supposedly born in sometime between 500 and 517, the same year as supposedly the siege of Mount Badon, which is one of Arthur's great victories, though he never mentions Arthur by name. This is a weird line, especially for Morgana, to be referencing ancient standing. They turned from God, worshipped ancient standing stones, but at the same time, there's nothing inherently problematic about putting a Christian context into these stories, because of course there isn't. And for some reason, yeah, these rats are ginormous. I actually want to back up. Because I want that thing. There may only be one left, but it still has teeth. There's a third one now. God dang it. Move towards me. Thank you. That is a trap. That is a trap, but I am good, so Friederwinner. And yes, monastery time. Hey, they fight each other. Hilarious. This should let me completely sidestep the guy. The rat stumbles into the path of Morgana. He can't get to me, so we're fine. I very much despise rats. Fair. We're running low on morale, but we've got plenty to finish this. Something scratched on the floor here. It looks like the outline of a line of hills. The burial place of Luke and Cadogan, perhaps. Let's find out. We'll kill this guy, and that lets us just call it a day and be okay. Yes, thank you, Morgana. Now I can get a closer look at that map. It's definitely the outline of the burial place of Luke and Cadogan. A little way to the north of here. Is that where these monks went then? Don't know. We'll find out together. It'll be fun. Anyway, the thought I did not finish here, because as usual I am bad at finishing thoughts. We should rest. But, born in 500 to 517 is the monk Gildas, who the Annales Cambriae says is the wisest of all Britons, and he made a voyage to Ireland in the 540s. He also wrote the Conquest and Fall of the British Realm, which is a is one of the primary documents from which the traditional narrative... Oh gosh, what? Game. Are you serious? A little ways to the north, it says. Unless my geography is sorely mistaken, this is north. This is southwest. So, thanks, game. Anyway, the monk Gildas, his conquest and fall of the British realm is one of the main sources for early history and before the development of comprehensive settlement archaeology, is one of the main sources alongside the venerable Bede writing in the was it early 8th century? Let me quadruple check that because I do not trust myself. You will eat one of those. Yeah, he died in 735, so early 8th century. The Venerable Bede's ecclesiastical history. Those two promote the idea that there is a comprehensive Saxon invasion that the Welsh kings, like Arthur, were fighting against. Though neither of them actually mention Arthur by name. But they both suggest that primarily the Angles and Saxons, but also the Jutes and the Frisians, come across in. And... ooh, a wild boar. Hello. Yes, I know there's a wild boar there. It's okay. Boars are not that scary. Nasty things happened here. Really nasty things. Anyway, it's neat that Morgana speaks of... cool, you can bust those open. No problem. It's nice that Morgana speaks of, knows I'm almost away, by, being like 4 moves out. Yeah, sure, definitely. Almost away. Is this impassable? That might be impassable. Fancy. And you backed up, which is fine by me. So, we're okay. He moves that way. You want to move, change stance already. Why? You know, actually, that's a good idea. Okay, you went there. Unhelpful. Completely unhelpful of it. The game's AI is actually pretty smart when it comes to not suiciding. But it is frustrating when it does that. And it runs away. Bye, pig. You are cool. You are pretty. Anyway, going to Gorseth Tower. It said that Sir Gawain resides there now. I have need of his passion now. Good. If we can get Gawain, that's where I'll kind of leave it off and talk about him. But to finish off the thought about the Angles and the Saxons, that was something that was really... Can I actually go there, please? Please? Cannot go to Gorseth yet. Okay, but I can go to Lionel back south. Okay. Cool with that. Anyway, settlement archaeology has indicated, though, that around this time period, in the either, mid-6th century or mid-7th century, depending whether you accept the actual chronology or the game's chronology, it looks like, regardless, in both time periods, well, not so much the 7th century, but definitely in the 6th, that we are in the migration period, in which a lot of small families, actually, not individual families, much more... ooh, interesting. Okay, we'll talk about this in a moment here, because that is a worthwhile comment to look at. The boar stiffens and the strange green color floods his eyes. I didn't pay attention to what word she said. Moonshine in your eyes, my friend. Ah, it ran away. Boo. Hold your place, boar. It is a friend, but it's not much of a friend. So, we do need to be a little careful. Hello! At that moment, a knight walks out from between 2 empty houses. Your reputation precedes you, Morgana. Nearby, the boar shakes itself as though freed. Ah, damn it. Are you some kind of dog out here without assistance? I am Sir Orin, guardian of the Keep of Barrett. You want to know where I stand? How I see things? Is that it? Yes please. God dang nabbit. Like you hope it is a magic wand, but it is not. Okay, I need to pacify you. Frida Winner. And hopefully this goes okay. Meanwhile, I can change stance. And he moves. I will convey instruction from Mordred. I've got to back up. So you are no true knight, merely an errand boy? The knight is where Mordred reacts foolishly, raising his hatchet defensively. Huh. This is weird. I'm not really sure what to... Master demands that you know he delights in your outrage. He relishes your confusion. Every resistance you offer makes him stronger. Okay. Thank you. He will keep you alive like a pet in a palace for as long as your hatred sustains him. Yeah, well, he just... Luckily, Orin is actually dead. He cannot escape me. And the rat cannot get to me. So, he is actually dead. Perfect. Thank you. You should run. The country belongs to Sir Mordred now. So, as we kill a dude, who I'm sure we will see again, but that's okay. I do need to change my stance. You moved. I can move here. That's fine. Village is overrun with monsters, and I am almost out of morale, but I make it through. Okay. Having survived that, and beaten Sir Orin, the fact is a matter of the Angles and the Saxons. Their migration is a matter of largely peaceful, peaceful actual migration of largely individual family groups coming in with resources already. Oftentimes, though obviously not always, nothing is purely one way or another, but oftentimes assimilating peacefully with the Brittonic population, and from there being in some way that is still not fully transparent, becoming the elite, and then the language seeps through there. It is not a conquest with the Welsh being driven into Wales. But you know, we beat Mordred's Knight, and we're good. We are really good. Oh hey, the original home of Sir Orin in there. Okay, we shall go to Gorseth Tower. We will see if Gawain is home, and if Gawain is home, we will call the stream there, because we have been going for 2 hours already, and I want to save plenty of this game for next time. We will save talking about Sir Gawain for next time, assuming he is actually home. I hope he's actually home. And I'll make sure I'm brushed up on stories about everybody left. But no promises here. The stones of Gorseth Tower jut up from the heather-covered slopes in disarray. Morgana picks her way between broken beams and fallen pillars. It is as though a once proud castle had been blown over in a storm or swept aside by the stroke of a dragon's wing. Sir Gawain, are you here? An excellent question. Is he at home? That's a rat. That is not Sir Gawain. It would be foolish to expect that Gawain would die to a rat, but it is a shame that he is not at home. Gawain is also Arthur's nephew, and is one of the absolute most important and respected of Arthur's knights in the Welsh tradition. What's his name? Gwalchmai is the name in the Welsh tradition, and he is really, really important in that, and really, really popular in that, where so many of these stories very much do rely on Gawain's prowess, and before Lancelot, he is the primary of Arthur's knights. He retains his importance all the way through, with poems like Gawain and the Green Knight being composed in Middle English in the 14th century, but he definitely changes form, definitely playing second fiddle to Lancelot in a lot of the Norman traditions after Chrétien de Troyes. Oh, the reason the player character is Morgana, Robin, is because that's who we chose. You missed the most of the stream, but we did a run entirely as Guinevere. Initially we can start as Guinevere or Lancelot, but then we can also unlock Kai, Merlin, Rhiannon from the Mabinogi, Morgana, Gawain, or a few other people. We should keep going, though. But we will keep going somewhere else. Sir Gawain is out there somewhere, and I will find him. Indeed, we shall find him next time. Hopefully. Maybe. No promises. There's Nim's Hamlet. Can we actually make it here? We cannot make it here yet. We can make it to here, though. Okay? So, we will go here next time. We can just stop, and it will... we can quit, and it will just work. And we will be able to continue right where we left off. Last saved just now. So, I hope you guys all enjoyed this stream of Pendragon. I apologize for the lag and for the issues of resolution. I don't know if we can fix that on the credits, but we'll be able to fix it on everything else. So, next stream we will not have that lag at the beginning, like we used to. To repeat it one more time, to be notified when I go live again, make sure you follow me on Twitter and on my Discord server, which I will locate and drop a link to right now. Hello. Oh, welcome soon. Pin messages. Here we go. There is that. And the answer, Robin, is that no one, even in the medieval corpus, after Medrawd/Mordred's betrayal, no one likes Mordred. Even Morgana does not like Mordred. I've been trying to get a hold of a copy of Mallory's Lamart Arthur, since that seems to be the one that this game draws on the most heavily from, but I had a copy, and sometime in the last, 7 years, it has just vanished. So I'll see if I can get a hold of a different copy, and if not, I'll just at least make sure I've read up the alliterative Mart Arthur and some of Chrétien de Troyes' work. And see who else we can find, all sorts of other fun stuff. Anyway, follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/ludohistory. Discord server, the link is there in chat, and you'll be able to see it on the VOD. And if you want to